Oh, damn it.
Watch stream.
Hey, let's test live.
I got a new thing.
Now the trick is, can you get someone to watch?
Oh, I can do this and go spam fly better again.
Oh God! Just for 3 morons discussing football,
You're fucking A right.
Get 10 people to watch it live.
Football.
Oh man.
Post.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm glad it utilizes the same.
Like, I don't have to like kick you guys out and do the same thing.
Because we don't have a problem with our computers.
We had the chance to be free.
Football.
For the night.
No, God damn it! Stop. Football. Oh, sure. This is gonna do all lowercase. That's awesome. All right. Post.
Wow.
Chat.
It's not happening.
No.
It's like 2 epic lives.
Oh my God.
It says we're live, I think. Oh, fuck. Yeah. There's one watching.
You know, the analogy here is you're a bear in the woods. Guess what you're doing right now, Coach?
Shitting.
How do you know?
Shitting. Okay. So, Steelers.
Ugh.
All right. So you lost Ben. He's done. One question: is he going to be gone forever? Like,
so should you go by what he said? Because it's intention to come back.
I'm going to go with he's done.
Because why?
It's a year-long injury.
Yep.
And there's a lot of good quarterbacks in the draft. And this year has proven to be like, oh shit, we don't need that franchise quarterback. Now, granted, a lot of those
solid amount of backups that are stepping up. You're right. Already.
I mean, even their backup Mason has shown he's got a little bit of game.
Yes.
It means they're not making the playoffs and they're done. But yeah, they'll be able to see what they've got and then see who they can draft and then have an open competition in camp next year.
Mm-hmm.
If the bulk of the team, let's say they hang on to everybody, right? That everyone gives it one more go. There's not catastrophic injuries. You still have the same essential core of the team in place that they've tried to put together this year. It does make sense to give Ben one more chance because that's what they built around. But a lot of things, I mean, that takes a lot of effort to keep everybody together to try to do the same thing again. I mean, teams have windows, right? And last year was really the Steelers' window, and everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. And now that window is closing big time. And so to say 2 years out from your peak window when you had your last major chance to do it. I mean, they beat the Patriots. That was like the one thing that went right last year. They finally did that.
So here's my question though: are they going to get a bunch of money for Ben Roethlisberger to go somewhere else?
Oh, he won't go anywhere else. If he can't,
he'll retire.
He's already said out loud that he's contemplated retirement. I think honestly, he wants a chance at being able to have just a good season without some insanity, to be free of the Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell drama, right? To have a real team.
Yes.
And that's what they had. I've not seen positive vibes like that during the summer from them since I can't remember when. I was like, wow, I really thought last year was going to be their year, but maybe just the positive vibes. And so this is just such a downer in contrast to just all the feel good vibes from the summer.
I agree.
And it's hard to let go of that. Now, winning a bunch of games will make you forget that real quick, but that rookie's got a lot of pressure.
Hey,
he's not a rookie; it's his second year.
You guys have played a bunch of tough teams.
I know.
It's 3 games in the season. I mean, for fuck's sake,
Do you know what the statistical chances to make the playoffs are when you go
I
0-3?
know it's like 6%.
If that, yeah,
it's super low.
slim.
But
Statistics are made to be broken.
Didn't the Texans do that last year? Granted, I think they lost in the first round of the playoffs, but like,
yeah, I could care less losing the first round. It'd just be nice to say you made it.
If you made it, fuck,
that'd be a miracle.
That is legit a miracle. Like, Connor's good. This new quarterback he got, he didn't look bad.
Honestly, it comes down to if they can beat the Ravens. Cincinnati is a disaster. The Browns were overhyped.
Oh my god!
Right? Everyone was just giving them the Lombardi Trophy already. Like,
dude,
okay.
I fucking drafted Baker Mayfield as my first quarterback.
You bought into it, right? People thought he was going to be top 3.
Everyone thought that the Ravens, Lamar Jackson couldn't do it,
and boy, has he!
Oh boy!
Oh my god!
That guy turned heads. It is interesting though that the problem is I bought into the Baker Mayfield hype, and now I've my lineup is good enough that I could literally go get Josh Daniels or Daniel Jones, and I got Josh Allen. So
you can drop Baker.
I'm dropping Baker.
I've seen people do it. Yeah,
I'm going for the trade. I'm going to go for a trade, and because my league is a husband and wife league.
How many people?
10.
Oh, that's impressive. Okay.
So I have a husband and wife league, and this was like our wading into fantasy football. Like we're not gonna be. It's fun for couples to get together and drink beer and watch football. And we're like, oh, let's just do a fantasy football. It'd be super easy. And the first year was like, just whoever had played fantasy football railroaded everyone except for my buddy's wife, who just drafted you know how in fantasy football you draft the right people?
Mm-hmm.
They don't look like they're not the fucking you should draft this person, but they draft like the odd person that ends up being the superstar for that year.
Yeah, and then you can't.
She had 4 of them.
Yeah,
and
just 4,
and she crushed it. She won the whole league. It was embarrassing, but so now we did it again this year, our second year, and everyone's like, okay, I kind of figure out how it's gonna go, and now everyone's super fucking cutthroat. Like husbands and wives are playing each other, and it's like,
so
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you this week because you suck.
The only thing that matters is that there's participation. There's nothing worse in a fantasy league than when people just don't even bother to change and set their lineups and manage injuries and bye weeks, and they gave up. Oh no,
everyone's super in.
That's the most fun.
Everyone's got their husband-wife matchup circled on the calendar. it's week 6 is going to be a bitch for me because my wife's got a good team.
So when you talk about like that one time where you like all stars align, you have all these players. That was my work league 2 years ago, where I had Carson Wentz, Melvin Gordon, and Todd Gurley.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
all you need.
Jeez.
And then people's teams last year is like anyone starting with Patrick Mahomes. Okay, well they won. So, God, I can't believe he's doing it again. Like statistically, that doesn't happen, but maybe this is the new norm now.
So I've seen this kid for 3 years at Texas Tech playing against Iowa State.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, he was a gunslinger, but
you never saw this.
No, I never saw this.
Oh, wow.
Like I never saw the no look fucking passes or like,
well, neither did Travis Kelce.
I'm gonna drop back 5 feet and just toss a fucking 60-yarder down the field for a touchdown. It's just like he had the talent, but he didn't have the reciprocating talent, and now he does, and it's just ridiculous. Oh my god,
yeah, because
the kids.
You're not every time. Like traditionally, every time someone has done something crazy, like throw 50 touchdowns or something, the regression to the mean is insane the next year, and so you just avoid those guys like the plague. And so they thought, well, even if he regresses down to 40, that's still pretty good. Dude isn't going to regress down to 40. Dude's going to hit 50 again. It's just assuming no injury or something like that. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Hold on. We'll see if a fellow 0-3er wants to contribute.
Oh, Farmer?
Oh, I gotta get rid of this. There, get rid of that. But yeah, dude, 0-3 for the Steelers is not that bad. Like,
what?
No, it's not. Like, you're fine.
No, we're not.
You're fine.
We're fucked.
You're fine. No, you're not fucked.
All right.
Now that I look at your division, it's
okay. Here's the thing: they're not going to make it as a wild card, right? You're too
can't
far behind.
They can't at this point.
So the only way you're winning is to take the division down. You like your chances against the Browns and Bengals, but man, Lamar and that defense on the Ravens, you want to take that on?
Hey, crazier things have happened.
No. Well, what choice do we have?
Packers started 0-4, and what did Rodgers say? RELAX.
I don't want to hear about that year that you beat. Wait, no, is that the year you won the Super Bowl?
No, it's not the year we won, but we made the championship.
Yeah, the year you won was against the Steelers, so I hate
the year we won against the Steelers. Yes.
God, Favre. Sorry, he was amazing.
I rooted.
Well, that was Rodgers.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Rodgers was amazing. In that Super Bowl, he was just godly.
I rooted for the Packers in that one.
Well, you had to, because the Steelers were handed one the last time they were in the Super Bowl when they air quotes beat Seattle. Had you ever seen referees hand a
that
Super
was in
Bowl
Detroit.
over to it?
That was in Detroit.
That was a joke. I mean, I'm a Steelers fan, as big a fan as they come, and I was like going, "Wow, this isn't even a game. This is a joke." They paid off the refs. This is ridiculous.
I think it's not specifically on purpose, as I don't actively dislike the Steelers, but I think I rooted for the Seahawks in that Super Bowl. I rooted for the Cardinals in that Super Bowl, and I rooted for the Packers. I tend to root for a lot of the guys who haven't won yet.
Sure. Who doesn't want to see the underdog win?
Not even just underdogs, just like
teams that haven't. Yeah.
I'm also super tired of the Patriots.
Exactly. I was about to say, you're not rooting for the Patriots anytime soon.
No.
I'm going to go on a limb and say the Steelers are fine. Like, they're not going to. It'll be a long stretch for them to make playoffs. But I don't think they're going to be like fucking 1-15 like the Dolphins are going to be, or 1-17 or whatever the fuck it is.
Well, let's see. Let's go through their schedule. Next game at home against the Bengals. They should win that.
Win.
They're going to win. Win.
W.
Game after that at home against the Ravens.
That's the test.
I'm going to give it 55% chance in favor of the Ravens because it is a home game.
Honestly, that is the test right there.
But that is a test. That'll tell you what your season's going to be right there.
The Ravens haven't played anybody fucking except for the Chiefs, but they have no defense either. It was a shootout.
It's a matter of execution. When you saw the Cowboys playing against the Dolphins this weekend and you saw them not running up the score and actually screwing up, it was an indication of you have to have your act together on your end, not so much try to play down to your competition. So it's not enough. It's another way of illustrating the point. You need to do your job and take care of yourself and quit worrying about the opponent and beat who you're supposed to beat. Wins or losses are your responsibility if you execute. Not like, well, thank God we're up against the Dolphins, so there's a win. That's how you lose. Right?
Yeah.
So by contrast, they're also saying, well, look who they played. That was really, really tough. No, anybody can be beaten. They're professionals.
If the Steelers want to climb back into the division picture, they'd have to beat the Ravens on that game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
So who do they have?
So who's after that? After that?
In LA against the Chargers. And the Chargers
are balling.
Yeah.
Well, not recently. They're 1-2 because Melvin Gordon wasn't there.
But Eckler stepped in just fine.
The Ravens aren't 1-2.
No, we're talking
Chargers.
Oh, the Chargers. Oh, that's a winnable game.
In LA. Well, here's the other part.
Sorry. They're still the San Diego Chargers in LA.
Okay. Fine.
They don't have a home crowd.
Ryan, allow me to tell Coach to shut up so you can finish your point. Hey, Coach, shut up. Ryan, finish your point.
Chargers have a lot of key defensive players who were out, at least against the Lions, and that's one of the main reasons why the Lions were able to win their game. Their sophomore safety, who's probably going to end up being one of the best safeties in the next 10 years, was injured. So I forget his name, but he's really fucking good.
Yep.
Then the Steelers are at home against the Dolphins.
Okay, so there's a win.
At home against the Colts.
You know what? We thought they were done because Luck retires, right? Brissett is fine, but more importantly, they built a great team around Andrew. That's a 50-50.
That is in Pittsburgh.
I still call it a 50-50.
I'll give Pittsburgh the win on that one.
All right.
Well, they have to if the scenario is going to play out. Yeah.
No, I legit do. I think, you have a coach with Tomlin. I have my problems with Tomlin, but he's still a good head coach.
He never has it. Okay, we have Ryan Fleming on the show all the time, just so he can talk Steelers, who lives in Pittsburgh, by the way, and he hates Tomlin because Tomlin never has his team ready to go at the start of the season. They always start out with losses they shouldn't have.
Yes, that's
true. Not a good coach.
That's true.
You see that ever out of Belichick?
No.
We saw it once, right? Like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And they ended up winning the Super Bowl that year. But for those first 4 games, everyone thought the sky was falling because what happened?
Well, yeah, that was like either last year or 2 years ago as well. Because I think last year they had lost to the Lions.
Right.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, that's it. Like they can't come back from this. And they did.
And they did. All right. Who's after?
Well, let's take count here.
Quick W and L's, because I want to get to Victor Yang, who apparently is the only guy in the chat right now.
We need to talk about the Vikings, right?
We need to talk about the Vikings.
We'll get to them in a sec.
Bengals give them their first win.
Okay, right. So they're now 1-3.
1-3. Ravens at Steelers. They have to win that to even get this, right?
Okay, let's just go pessimistic, and we'll go 1-4.
1-4. All right.
Okay, 1-4. In LA against the Chargers. Win a bowl.
I'll give them a win. 2-4.
Dolphins
3-4.
Right.
Colts.
Let's say they win.
Okay, 4-4. Momentum is there.
We're going to split the difference. Let's say we get the Colts and the Ravens wrong, but let's go 50-50.
I'll split the difference. Okay. You're still 4-4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So we're at 4-4 here, or even I think even at 3-5. I mean, the rest of this after this game isn't bad because then you have the Rams coming to town.
Right. If they continue their mediocrity, right. It depends which Rams team shows up.
Mm-hmm.
If they get their act turned around, that's not good.
Yeah, Rams right now. Rams are still 3. What do you mean? The Rams are 3-0.
Have you watched them play? They look bad.
They're bad, but they win. That's the problem.
They've been winning.
I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that's a loss.
All right, 4-5.
Let me get back to it here. Steelers. Okay, then this gets easy. In Cleveland.
Right.
Win.
Let's say it's a win. So 5-5.
In Cincinnati.
Win.
6-5.
At home against the Browns.
Win.
7-5.
In Arizona.
Win.
Yeah.
Win.
All right.
Win.
8-5.
Win.
8-5.
Now the Bills are currently 3-0, but they're coming to town.
Yeah, you're gonna lose that one.
And football changes every 4 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
The weather's different. Injuries happen. We don't know. Right now, they're kind of scary, but we don't know.
Okay, so you're sitting at what?
So now let's say they win. That'll be 9-5.
9-5.
Two more games, right?
That's fucking playoffs right there. 9-5.
In New York against the Jets.
Oh shit! Win.
Final game.
No win. I know.
Ravens.
I know.
Ravens in Baltimore, right?
Well, so hold on. I think in that long stretch of games you should win, you might lose one of them.
Right. Fair. So
you're
the
looking
problem,
at what, 8-5, 8-6.
I think you can realistically get to 8 and probably 9 wins, but your final game is in Baltimore.
Okay, so let's say you're 9-7, and you split with the Ravens. The Ravens have an actual easier schedule than what you just rattled off for the Steelers.
That's what I was about to go through right now.
So they're probably going to be 10-6. They win the division, and 9-7 is not in as a wild card unless just crazy stuff happens.
But would you be happy with a 9-7 record at the end of this year?
No, because I expected them to. Because all I'm going to think about then is like, man, they were 9-7 with their QB2. What if Roethlisberger? I just would have been woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Dude, I would take 9-7 with Roethlisberger out. I accepted 6-10 with fucking Rodgers out. Like I was like, okay.
Look, when your organization doesn't have 6 Super Bowl rings, you're used to mediocrity and you accept it readily. I will not, sir.
When the Super Bowl trophy's named after your head coach, then you can go.
That's true.
You see that fucking Thursday night fucking promo? I'm like, really? That's what you're gonna fucking throw on there? That sucks.
All right, bullshit. Let's get to the Vikings.
Victor says 10-6 for Steelers. So
Victor is a wise, sage individual, and we should listen to him.
I think he's over optimistic.
I think Victor is perfect. Don't you disparage Victor.
You get maximum 9 wins.
I do too. I think optimism is 9-7. If we go 10-6, then some major things went right. The light bulb went off. It's a funny shaped ball and it bounced our way and we got lucky.
Sure.
So,
all right, I'll give Victor the biggest kudos he can.
Packers what are you going to give Vic if the Steelers go 10-6? What are you giving Victor?
No, Packers should be 2-1 right now.
I want to know what you're going to give Victor for his genius.
His genius
for
his 10-6 prediction for Steelers.
Yeah, what are you going to reward? You need to reward that kind of prognostication.
I'll send him an OCX radio podcast sticker.
There you go, Victor. All right.
Now, if Victor knows anything about me sending things out to people.
Hey, I got this card that says, "What about my wounded ego? Just talk about myself for an hour and I'll feel better."
Quite possibly the best X-wing.
That was the best card ever. Yes,
that was the best one.
No, it's not quite possible. It is. It's fantastic.
No, Packers should be 2-1. If Kirk Cousins didn't throw that interception into the end zone in the corner against the Packers, Dalvin Cook would have ran for a touchdown, and I don't think we could have stopped him.
Okay, so what do we think about the Vikings and what they're doing?
Dude. Okay, it was funny because like the entire Vikings crowd or the media were like, "Oh my God, we traded Case Keenum away for this guy," and then the Redskins showed up on Monday night. I'm like, "Yes, you guys traded wisely. Like that was a no-brainer." He had one bad pass, and it turned out to be the Packers' favor. Vikings are gonna probably beat Chicago tomorrow night or Sunday. I'm more worried about the Vikings than I am about Chicago.
In Chicago, though?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Eesh.
Yeah.
Same thing that's really good. It's a home crowd defense.
I got a feeling like I know Chicago's defense is really good, but Minnesota's defense is equally good. They have a better secondary than Chicago does. They have a more broad general defense. Chicago has a great front four and some really good linebackers. Their secondary is like just a touch behind the Vikings. Trubisky's trash. I mean, he's just straight up trash. The guy is not a starter.
I dropped him this week for Kyle Allen, who's replacing Cam Newton.
You did why? Because I just don't get it. Nagy, I want to say Nagy's a good coach, but he doesn't have the quarterback. Some people are saying Trubisky's a good quarterback and Nagy's just not giving him the plays he should have. I think it's Trubisky's not as good as everyone thought he was.
Now, he did play. At least he was. He wasn't his horrible self like he was in the first 2 weeks. Just this past week.
Yeah,
he brought it.
I get it. Redskins.
I get it, but you have to at least execute. Here's the thing.
He could put a ball into a wide receiver's hands that was not.
Let's go with a different analogy. when you're standing at the free throw line or there's no one guarding you, you're supposed to hit the open three. And when you see those basketball players not even make an uncontested shot, then you wonder what the hell they're going to do when they got someone posting them up or got a hand in their face and they're really going to make the shot something difficult. Football's kind of the same thing. It's like if you can't execute against teams you're supposed to execute, then the problem's on you. So you at least want to see the first step. You want to see they can hit the open shot. So you start with that. So that's me being optimistic about a team. Start there.
To tell you the truth, the NFC North is probably the greatest in football right now. Here's some optimism your way on Topsky. One of the metrics that I like to read and pay for every year, they're called Football Outsiders. Have you heard of them?
Nope.
Yes.
They like to look at stats in context. In other words, if you were to go 16-0 on the season, but then you realized all of your opponents were against, college and high school teams, then was that any kind of significant, meaningful statistic going 16-0? No, we need to put it in context. Those teams suck. It doesn't do you any good that you run for 100 yards every time you touch the ball because you suited up infants or baby seals or something opposite you. So they really want to look at the stats and make them meaningful. Mm-hmm. And then they run all kinds of simulations to get a sense of where they think it's going to play out. They actually see a lot of favorable projections going the Lions' way.
Projections is just win losses or just like
no, in terms of they could win the division.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Yes. They said it would not be outrageous, and when they ran their scenarios, a lot of them came out to where it would not surprise us, and in fact, in many of them, they came out on top.
I wouldn't say it'd be outrageous.
The reason why is because they saw the division is everybody eating each other.
Yes.
And they liked the Lions defense. They like the direction it's going with what Patricia's making them do in the change on the offense. And so they think, all things being equal, there are just as many, if not more, scenarios where the Lions win the division.
If I look at the Lions schedule outside of the division, right? We haven't faced anyone in division yet. So, and we still won't, the Chiefs are coming to town this weekend. So that'll be rough.
That'll be a good metric for the Chiefs.
Maybe
see what they do against an actual defense.
Well, the Ravens were an actual defense. They are.
And then we still got to go to the Packers and the Vikings come to town. So the next 3 weeks are gonna be a little rough. But then we get home against the Giants. We go to the Raiders. We go to the Bears, rough. We're home again. Some of our tougher out-of-division opponents are home against Chiefs, home against Cowboys.
But at least you want that, right? Because that gives you a chance.
Yeah. We're going to the Redskins, be it Bears, Vikings, home against the Buccaneers, at Broncos. So a lot of those out-of-division guys and teams later on may be in their location, but they're not great teams.
No. And I love it because it's week 3. Nobody knows. Nobody has a clue. But it's one of my newfound passions is to just speculate on everything NFL. it's just I love football.
Then put your money where your mouth is, right? You can do prop bets on anything now.
I know. It's ridiculous.
Oh, man.
What was the story about the guy who had the 89-cent bet? Did you guys hear this?
Mm-mm.
He had an 89-cent bet on a broad range. He picked 20 games. And if he won all 20 games, he would have made $500,000. And it came down to the Redskins and Bears.
Oh, no.
And I was listening to Dan Patrick, and he goes, why in the hell would you not take out a business loan and bet $100,000 on the Bears, and either way you come out a winner?
Oh, that's a good point. That's true.
Apparently, this guy didn't do that.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that, but I just thought of it now. Yeah,
he picked 19 out of 20 games spot on, and the last one he just it fucking 89-cent bet.
And probably had to be against the spread. You just can't do win-loss.
No, it
right?
was against, it was against the Redskins had to win outright.
Yeah, that's tough.
It was tough, but still, at that point, you're like, fuck it. I'll take a business loan. Any banker would be like, oh, you're either going to win $500,000 or you're going to win $100,000. Like, deal. Anyway.
So I did schedule-wise, I found out the Monday Night Football game for the Lions is in Green Bay against the Packers. October 14th.
Number 12 loves the big spotlight. We'll have our offense figured out by then. So.
Is that like halfway between where you two live? You should meet up.
No, not even close. He's like, what, a 2-hour drive from Green Bay? 5?
And you?
Oh shit! I'm 6.5.
See, halfway between you two. Oh, that's that's the state, right?
Yep.
That's Michigan. That's you in Ann Arbor-ish, Detroit.
Yep. I'd have to go this way, then all the way around.
Oh shit!
That Lake Michigan's over here. It's a problem.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say that I don't have access to 4 season tickets to the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Oh my God.
My
you've got a guest room, right?
My wife's uncle has his father and father before him had tickets, and it just passes down. So I have 4 season tickets to the Packers, and they're really good seats. Like,
so you have like I can crash on your couch, right?
The problem is getting a hold of them, because the problem
that's what I thought.
The problem with having relatives also be insane Packers fans.
Spoken for, boo.
Yeah, like any NFC North game, it's like, don't even ask. Like,
God,
it's not happening.
How great would it be to go to a game at Lambeau? God, that'd be awesome.
I'm still waiting. I'll just let you know. I'm still waiting.
Wait, you've never gone yet?
Never been.
And how long have these been in your family?
Every time I've asked, they're like, nope. I'm like, how about preseason? They're like, yeah. Oh, nope.
Wow.
I'm like,
you're never gonna go.
So my Christmas present this year is
one game.
And I want all 4 tickets.
Just do the Monday night game. Monday night's good.
Well, it's for next year, so.
Oh.
Yeah, it won't be this year. This year's booked.
Sure.
But my boy Alan Lazard he's an Iowa State wide receiver. He's on the team, and I want to go see him so bad. He's the key. I'm just going to let you guys know. Alan Lazard is the key to the Packers offense. 6'5", 235 pounds, doesn't drop anything.
I was about to say, is this a tight end?
No, wide receiver.
It's a big.
Make him play tight end, because Jimmy Graham isn't doing shit.
Jesus Christ! Don't even get me started on Jimmy Graham. Holy fuck! I didn't even draft him in my league this year because I was like, nope, he's a fucking dud. That guy's a dud. Then I drafted Kyle Rudolph, thinking, fucking hey, easy. Nope. Thank God I had Delaney Walker.
All right, prognostications based on what you've seen in the first 3 weeks. Who's going to the Super Bowl?
Oh God, fuck the Patriots.
Do you still think so though? Didn't they just like have a bunch of injury scares?
I don't know.
No, it's gonna be Patriots. And I'm gonna go Patriots and an NFC North team.
So if it's not the Patriots in the AFC,
well, then it's the Chiefs, right?
It's so Mike. Yeah. If it's not the Patriots, it's either the Chiefs or the Ravens.
Correct. I agree with that. Because if Lamar is able to be Lamar, right? If he's able to keep doing what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Coach?
I'm gonna go Patriots, Chiefs, AFC, and then I'm gonna go any team in the NFC North. I don't believe Dallas is as good as they think they are.
Really? So you just put Chicago into the Super Bowl?
Well, Chicago, Green Bay, Detroit, or Vikings.
I know, but you said any team, so you're really envisioning Chicago making it. The defense alone? No way.
Sure. I'm foreseeing a quarterback change in Chicago. That's going to be ridiculous, but
what I really like out of Minnesota is their zone scheme for the run.
Holy fuck!
Is Dalvin Cook just insane.
He's insane.
I love it. And so if that then becomes the focus, Cousins still has the ability then to, if need be, just bomb to Diggs, which we haven't seen yet, which
Kirk
is
Cousins is still Kirk Cousins. Like, he's still good.
He's still good. Or Thielen, right? So I like
Thielen,
I like where the Vikings are at.
Cousins is from Michigan State.
Ew. Do you ever play with Brian Thiel, Psycho, on Vassal?
No.
He's in your area. He's an engineer for Ford. He's a huge Michigan State freak. He's in deep core on Vassal. He's a very good X-Wing player. He's Phildo's training partner. Yeah. Why aren't you guys playing together more? What's the deal?
I don't know. I mean,
recruit him for
he's not going out to Worlds this year either. I was like, you should. He's never been to Worlds.
Because I think his family keeps scheduling stuff right at the same time. He can't get out of the family vacation thing. I think next year he's like, all right, guys, I really seriously need to go to Worlds for once. I'm telling you now, a year in advance. Don't do the family thing because I will be at Worlds. So I think that's the plan.
So I think NFC wise, I agree. It will be someone from the NFC North.
Really?
Or it's no one from the NFC South.
Nope.
Man,
you don't like Dallas, huh?
Nope.
I might be going major dark horse here. 49ers.
What?
Oh,
what?
No way. No way.
That's crazy.
You insane.
And I will talk to you in 16 weeks and tell you what I owe you.
We need to do a bet. This is nuts.
All right.
You need to be punished for that. What's the bet?
I'm not betting on it. I'm not a betting guy. That's why. I'm not putting major stakes on. I'm just saying, watch the dark horse.
I don't see that happening.
I don't see them making it to the Super Bowl.
The NFC North is playing Dolphins, Redskins like they're playing the AFC South.
Well, no, I know, but no. Here's my logic. Right, my number one is it's someone from the North. I never believe in the Cowboys. They never make it to the NFC Championship or beyond. Okay. No one in the NFC South has impressed me. Out of the NFC West, right? We just talked about how the Rams, although 3-0, have had dud games, right?
Yep.
And if I'm looking at one of the highest points for right now in the league in the NFC, it's from the 49ers.
I mean,
their points against their low. Now, granted, who they faced, they've beaten the Steelers, they've beaten the Bucks, they've beaten the Bengals. We're not exactly sure how terrible the Bengals or Bucks are, but I don't think they're write-offs like Cardinals or Dolphins.
They're not good. They're not good. They're below.
I know.
I mean,
all right, Gordon, who's yours? AFC.
If there are no significant injuries to the Patriots, then it's them all the way. And I don't think it's close. And I don't think it's because of their offense is amazing. They just need enough because Brady makes up for it. But good God, that defense.
That defense is
good.
My
God.
Like, where did it come from?
Exactly. And I'm like, really? That's so unfair. So that was disgusting. Defense. That was disgusting. And then,
granted, you have to take into consideration their defense is showing up specifically against, as you say, an underprepared Mike Tomlin team, the Dolphins, and the Jets. Yeah. So
they haven't played anybody either.
I'm thrown as to who's going to emerge simply because I really thought it was going to be New Orleans because they were supposed to be there. They were set for it. Yep. They should have gone last year. They didn't do anything but to improve their chances this year.
Don't underestimate Teddy Bridgewater.
I'm totally gonna. I'm in Louisville, and no, I don't. He came from there. I've watched both Lamar and Teddy, and I'd rather have Lamar. Thank you. So, unless by some miracle they can hang on enough for Breeze to right the ship and make a run, they would have to make it as a wild card. But that's the kind of team that makes the run that the Packers did that year, right?
Yep.
Sure.
So short of that, I don't want to let that go. Then now there's kind of a void, and I don't like any of them now. So I may actually go back to bold prediction time. I think the Eagles figure it out. They cover. They hide. They find ways to hide their problems in their secondary, but they right the ship when it comes to their offense.
All right, so their upcoming schedule, they're in Green Bay. Probably a loss.
Well,
so now
I'm assuming they're losing.
Now we're looking at a
night.
1-3, but they're home against the Jets, 2-3. In Minnesota, 2-4.
Okay.
In Dallas, 2-5.
Hey, division games.
Yes, division game.
So I mean, if they're going to do it, they got to win a game like that.
In Buffalo, still unsure about how good Buffalo is, but they're 3-0.
Buffalo's good. Buffalo's good.
Bears.
They'll lose to the Patriots, but Buffalo's good.
Bears come to Philly. Eagles probably pull that one out. Patriots go to Philly. Seahawks. Seahawks go to Philly. Then Eagles go to the Dolphins. Probably win that. Eagles host the Giants. Go to the Redskins. Host the Cowboys. That's 4 division games at the end of the year in a row.
And that's where happens. And that's where they can make the run.
That's where they got to make the run.
You think that's where they make the run where anything happens, or you think that's where they can find a stumper in there?
No, I think that's where because you've told me about all the losses, and then they figure stuff out, and then they make their move, and they sweep the division in those games.
All right,
that could be how they win the division.
Right. I'm trying to figure out how the scenario can play out.
Gordon's got Eagles. Topsky's got 49ers.
My preference.
I don't have 49ers. I have an NFC.
No. Let's go with who you think it is, and then where the scenario you can see is. I still think it's going to be the Saints, but I can see a scenario case made for the Eagles.
Okay. So your lock is Saints. Your bold prediction is Eagles.
Correct. For the NFC, yeah.
Topsky, bold.
Bold is 49ers.
49ers. Lock is...
You're one of your NFC North teams, so pick one.
Packers. I don't trust the Lions.
You can't. That's years of genetic encoding not to trust them. It's in
Correct.
The water.
So it'll be the Packers.
My lock is Packers. My bold... man, I don't want to piggyback, but yeah, now that Topsky's laid it out, 49ers.
Oh my God! No, you can't.
Okay,
you can't.
Okay.
No, we've already taken those off the board. They're not available to you.
Oh, yeah.
Eagles are off the board. 49ers are off the board.
Okay. Packers lock. Bold. Vikings.
See, I like that pick. I'd sooner go with that than anything else.
All right, so if we're doing the same thing for AFC.
Well, I mean, okay, let's throw away the Patriots, right?
Everyone's lock is a Patriots.
So it kind of comes down to Chiefs Ravens. Is there anyone else that even wants to be in this conversation?
I think the Chargers really depend on their injury status, and that's too hard.
I agree with that. That is actually I mean, we can share all this because this is tough, but that would be my bold pick.
Or I know you like, and granted, it's working with a backup quarterback, but Colts.
That's a good choice. I like it.
Texans are 2-1.
Deshaun Watson.
The problem is they got to get out of that division. That division is tougher than you think.
That division is very defensive heavy.
Right. I don't believe the Jaguars are a joke. Houston always has a scary offense if they could just protect Watson. And Tennessee probably has the best defense out of that division.
Surprisingly, with the Jaguars in there.
I know, right? Like, which Jaguar team shows up, right? They're talking about Saxonville, and then they disappear. So it's...
Well, and they got this new quarterback dude.
Minshew.
The mustache.
That's
so great.
That's okay. I'm gonna skip, and that's my bold.
Your bold is Jags.
No way. That was dumb.
Yep.
Nope.
Bold is Jags.
Nope. Oh man. All right. Hey Ryan, would you like to go to sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, and by the way, the basement looks very nice. Well done on cleaning it up, sir.
Thank you.
Looks good.
Hey.
I can't wait when I stay there.
How about my massive letdown to all of our listeners on me getting rid of the Gordon rule tonight?
So, but okay, I typed this earlier and then I didn't send it. so far, I see nothing threatening, invoking, or worry about absence or enforcement of the Gordon rule.
I just had 2 of these. That's it.
You are not behaving in a manner conducive of needing Gordon rule.
I didn't have golf league tonight. Golf league really just kind of.
You haven't even gotten close to where
No.
we even worry about a Gordon rule.
No.
Okay, you needed to have been. The behavior tonight needed to have been added to Patrick's coach's greatest hits moments on the video that we just went
I
up.
gave him a hand on the head. I did, just for him. I gave him a hand on the head. Just for him.
So yeah, that I mean, all those I was watching that today, and I was like, this is fantastic. And so, I mean, and I was looking at this, going, this is why we need a Gordon rule. And you didn't even get close.
I didn't get close.
So that's that. You're articulate. That can't happen.
Men can change.
Ugh.
It's not golf season. All right, boys. Good talk. Good talk.
Thank you to all one of our listeners, Victor.
Yeah.
You will be receiving an OCX sticker.
And a possibly shout out on Stay on Target in the next 3 months.
Absolutely not.
Should we make sure we timestamp this and do like a OCX After Dark Football Edition?
It pretty much happened when I started the new link. So
there you go. Yeah.
Yay us. Good night, guys.
Now everyone can yell at us about.
Let's see. For those of you still listening, Stay on Target, probably recording next Monday.
Wow.
Woo!
I think it'll be our one show we get out before Worlds, because then after that, I'm off to Scotland, and I'm just not even going to pay attention to anything.
Yeah. World's prepped with Stay on Target.
Correct.
Send pictures.
Send